So today I'm hopping on to talk a little bit about the life skill of our thoughts. Because one of the things that we're not often taught, at least in school, is that not every thought we think is true. Or the thoughts that we have aren't all always true. And a lot of them are thoughts that we have about ourselves. And so I know that, when I was in middle school and high school, I had, and even in my 20s and stuff, I had thoughts about I'm not good enough. There's something wrong with me. I'm not smart enough. I'm not, whatever it is enough. And I took those thoughts as truth. I thought they were true. And I was never taught that I could question them. And so we have a lot of like running narratives in our head, and a lot of running commentary, and a lot of storytelling about ourselves and everyone else. And our minds are meaning-making machines. And our minds are thought-making machines. And a lot of the stories that we've created about ourselves and others in the world around us came from childhood, where we didn't get to really critically think about what our minds are telling us and ask as if this is true. And so there's a number of different practices that we can do to really explore our thoughts. I've done practices where I imagine my mind as a big sky, and as thoughts pass by, they're like clouds passing in the sky, and I can observe them. Oftentimes when you're sitting to observe your thoughts, it takes a while for those thoughts to happen. Usually it's like a lot of blank sky for a while. We're like, all right, thoughts, come on, I'm ready to watch you. And then finally some start to come, but there's a lot of patience that often comes with trying to observe your thoughts. Another practice that I really enjoy doing is like imagining you're in a movie theater and watching your thoughts like you're watching a movie. And in that sense, like, we watch movies and we might get emotionally engaged, and we might like put ourselves into the characters, but at the end of the day, we know we're not the movie. We know we're not those characters. And so sometimes I watch my thoughts that way, where I can get involved, I can feel emotionally invested in the thoughts, but at the end of the day, I can really pause and separate myself from what my thoughts are saying to decide if those are true for me or not. The last thing that, has really helped me in just really observing my thoughts is an anchored practice, which I've led before, where I anchor my attention to some sensation, some sound. I often do it to my heartbeat or the breath that I feel near my heart. And when my mind wanders away from that sensation, I notice where it goes. Does it go towards the past? Is it planning for the future? And then I can get an idea of like the quality of my thoughts. Are they pleasant or unpleasant? And also, what information do I get by thinking about the past? Is there things that need to be healed, things that I need to let go of? What do I get about planning for the future? Am I doing it in like a controlling type way, an excited type way? And all of that gives me information to be curious about my thoughts and then decide like what's true. The last thing that I'll say, and I know I just said the last thing, but now it's the last thing, is that sometimes I'm not doing a seated practice, right? Sometimes I notice like a hot button being pushed. I notice like some emotional button being pushed. And in those moments where I'm feeling a big emotion, I can ask myself, like, what is the storyline behind it? Or what is, what is this emotion telling me? And so like a really quick example is when, someone tells me that I should do something when they don't really know me at all. Or they know me, but they're not caring to understand what I'm trying to do. And they're like, you know what? You should X. And when like someone tells me I should do something, I get very frustrated, angry, annoyed inside. And it's a big emotional experience on the inside for me. And in that emotional experience, I can start to question what's coming from that. What are the thoughts? What's the narrative that's happening? And is that true? And if it is true, then what do I want to do about it? And if it's not true, what do I want to do about it? So I'm not going to do a practice today. It was a little chat about how not every thought we think is true. Let me know what you think in the comments about this. When do you notice when thoughts are true and not true? And then over the next few days, I'll offer some practices where we can really just examine our thoughts.